Headlines to the CBC NewsNight. Barbados' international superstar national hero launches her beauty products in her homeland. Tantalizing taste bud delights on show as the Barbados Food and Rum Festival gets underway. The Education Minister believes efforts to boost digital connectivity in schools are paying off. And in sports, Kickstart and Britain still in line for the PM's Cup $100,000 prize.
Broadcasting from our studios in the Pine St. Michael, this is CBC NewsNight, starting now.
Hello and welcome to the CBC NewsNight. I'm Wendy Burke. Barbadian billionaire superstar and national hero, the right excellent Robin Rihanna Fenty, has launched her much sought-after beauty products in Barbados. Fenty Beauty is now available in the land of her birth under an exclusive arrangement with a local retailer. The event attracted a crowd of excited customers. Anesta Henry has that report.
Hundreds of excited Fenty Beauty customers eager to get their hands on products from the iconic brand owned by global superstar and Barbadian national hero, the right excellent Robin Rihanna Fenty. The skincare, makeup and fragrance on offer are available on island from today, October 24, under an exclusive arrangement with Duty Free Caribbean Barbados. Fans flock to the Broad Street location, creating a buzz of activity as they try to get their hands on the popular products. Island manager Kathy Harris, who describes the launch as an emotional undertaking, says it was special to see Barbadians waiting outside the stores before the doors opened at 8:30 a.m.
It's a very special day for us. As you know, Fenty Beauty would have launched 7 years ago in 2017, and from that time to today, the demand from both local and international customers has been great and continues to be strong. So for us, it's an emotional, special, exciting day, and to be launching it with partners as strong as we have in Essence Corp from Miami and the Kendo team, who are obviously in charge of Fenty Beauty, is especially emotional to have them here as well.
Ms. Harris says the addition of Fenty Beauty to the Duty Free Caribbean will bring new faces to the store.
Because, you know, the demand for this and having this part of our assortment now, it will obviously relate in additional and fresh customers coming to the counters, because we're offering a brand that's diverse. And a diverse brand means that we can cater to all customers, and I think that's something that's so important in makeup. And having the assortment of any color to feature any woman in Barbados, internationally, locally, is something that we would definitely benefit from.
Some of the customers have makeup applied by Fenty Beauty trained makeup artists and give the launch the thumbs up. It's an exciting experience for Adia Miller.
I am feeling fantastic. We were able to sample and try on many of the products that they have on display today. I'm currently wearing the Fuchsia Flex, which is very exciting because saw it online obviously and kind of had to wait till it got here to be able to try it, and very excited to be able to try it on. Everyone has been fantastic, from the team, from the Fenty team to the Bridgetown Duty Free team. Everyone has been incredibly warm and welcoming and accommodating and patient when we want to try everything on.
Miss Miller's friend Julia Lovell is just as thrilled.
Everybody was wonderful. From the makeup artists, getting our shade matches, they did a perfect job. I didn't even realize I had on foundation after. As she said, we got to spin the wheel. We got to sample some foundation as well. I'm currently wearing Riri, the Gloss Bomb Riri. Every single product is amazing. We went trying to skin, to gloss bombs, to highlighters. Everything is wonderful. I'm finally glad that it came to Barbados. It's been a long awaiting. Yeah, it's been a long time coming.
On October 1st, Rihanna announced on TikTok that Fenty Beauty would be available in 9 Caribbean countries, including Barbados. Anesta Henry, CBC News.
From tonight, locals and visitors alike will be dazzled with offerings of Barbadian culinary delights. That's because this year's Food and Rum Festival gets underway from today, and all patrons can expect to have their taste buds tantalized by 29 culinary artists, including 3 international chefs and 6 new faces. Rachel Agard has that story.
Barbados has retained its title as the Caribbean Best Culinary Festival from the World Culinary Awards, reinforcing its place as the Caribbean's culinary capital. And already there has been increased interest from the global market, raising international ticket sales for this year's Food and Rum Festival, dubbed the Ultimate Foodies Dream Weekend. Confirmation of this from the Barbados Tourism and Marketing Inc.'s Chief Executive Officer, Andrea Franklin. She was speaking during a reception held to welcome media partners and media influencers for this year's Food and Rum Festival under the theme, Feed the Future.
Preliminary ticket sales reports have indicated a 60-40 split between locals and visitors, and this is undoubtedly the highest visitation rate we have tracked for the festival in recent years. Drilling down into the data, we also saw that increased interest from the United States market, which led in international ticket sales, as well as an uptick in sales throughout the Caribbean, particularly Trinidad and Tobago.
And with the We Gathering initiative set to relaunch next January, Ms. Franklin says Barbados will be extending an invitation to those across the diaspora to return home.
As Barbados prepares to launch the We Gathering initiative in 2025, an even greater promotional push is planned for the Barbados Food and Rum Festival. We Gathering will see us inviting the diaspora in our source markets and beyond to return home to Barbados. In celebrating each parish with unique activities each month, we will all embark on a series of culinary activities across the island to increase awareness of the Barbados Food and Rum Festival and attract these returning nationals and visitors to the respective events.
Those on island are invited to patronize the event over this weekend and have their taste buds excited. Rachel Agard, CBC News.
In what could be a boost for Barbados' tourism industry, the island is included among the destinations in the Best of the World 2025 list by National Geographic. The publication's annual list of 25 destinations caters to a variety of interests, from foodies to adventure seekers and families. The list is based on the insights and expertise of National Geographic's travel experts and editors, including up-and-coming perennial destinations. Barbados Tourism Marketing Incorporated USA Director Peter Mears says the BTMI is extremely honored and proud National Geographic's team of travel experts and Nat Geo Travelers International editorial teams had recognized Bridgetown as the only regional destination in its highly regarded Best of the World 2025 list. Others on the list include Los Angeles, California, the Ocala National Forest in Florida, Senegal, and Bangkok, Thailand. Critical meetings have been held by Prime Minister Mia Motley on the sidelines of the ongoing 2024 annual meetings of the International Monetary Fund and the World Bank Group in Washington, D.C. During talks with the International Finance Corporation, advancements in renewable energy and sustainable finance, including Barbados' first battery storage project, were discussed. The island's potential as a logistics and agro-processing hub for the Caribbean was also explored. A meeting was also held with the president of the European Investment Bank, the EIB Group, Nadia Calvino. In that engagement, Barbados and the EIB discussed working together on innovative climate finance for a sustainable future. Coming up, efforts to boost digital connectivity at local schools are paying off. Efforts to boost digital connectivity at local schools are paying off. This from Minister of Education, Technological and Vocational Training, Kay McConney. She is among regional ministers of education in Trinidad and Tobago for the 4th Ministerial Summit of the Caribbean Examination Council.
We have now got a project running with the Inter-American Development Bank and others with regards to not only connectivity but capacity, as it relates to the digital infrastructure of our schools, because what we've learned is that environment can create results. And we have found that those schools that are better equipped to be able to move in a digital space have been any of those schools that are doing better than others. And we recognize, especially as we start to work with CXC and some of its assessments, which we'll talk to later, that the capacity and connectivity was indeed a challenge.
National Disabilities Advocate Edmund Hinkson supports the reopening of the Alma Paris Memorial School. Minister of Education Kay McConney announced in September that the special needs school, which had been closed, will reopen its doors in January 2025. Mr. Hinkson notes officials in the Barbados Labour Party government feel all children must have a quality of education at their maximum to be able to fulfill their best talent.
Every child has value. Of course, not every child has academic ability, and the Alma Parish School was serving the purpose where children with lesser academic ability, for one reason or another, were able still to develop some life skills, some vocational and technical training that could have sustained them to some extent when they were adults. And that is where the Alma Parish School fits in.
Care work and the care economy have been described as critical for the Americas region. Minister of Labour, Social Security and the Third Sector, Colin Jordan, on the second International Day of Care and Support, called for the profile of care work to be raised. The call came as the minister participated in a webinar by the International Labour Conference. It was organised to mark International Day of Care and Support 2024 and focused on the recently adopted International Labour Conference resolution concerning decent work and the care economy.
That is one of the challenges that we face, care work being seen as some lesser work. But care work is important. And then it also allows us to address, and I think Manuela supported this quite eloquently in her address, but the matter of gender stereotypes in the provision of care, so that there are opportunities. This resolution is significant. Lots of opportunities for us to really get in there and work to make sure that this fundamental work of taking care of children, of taking care of the ill, taking care of persons with disabilities, taking care of those who are elderly, that this work is recognized, that it is valued, and that it is given the prominence that it ought to be given.
Ireland's ambassador to Barbados, Geraldine Byrne-Nason, says her country remains a partner for small island states and has been working closely with countries like Barbados in several spheres. The ambassador, who was a guest on CBC TV8's Morning Barbados, says the opening of the Barbados Embassy in Ireland marks a step up in the growing relationship between the two countries. She's on island to pay homage to the Irish legacy, which has been captured in an exhibition titled Entangled Islands, Ireland and the Caribbean at the Barbados Museum and Historical Society. It delves into the deep and complex historical connections between Ireland and the Caribbean.
Even on my first visit here, I could see the signs of Ireland across the island, including your St. Patrick's Cathedral high on a hill. So I feel very much that what was maybe a troubled history in terms of confrontational, challenging times for Irish who came here, not by choice initially, but have now become part of your community, and looking forward to a very much a building forward in the partnership.
A retail business family has been plunged into mourning after a Bridgetown store owner collapsed and died on a flight home from China. CBC News understands co-owner of DNS Boutique, Vanetta King, complained of feeling ill on a return flight home and collapsed and died. She was said to have traveled to China to purchase merchandise for the store located at James Street, the city. When contacted, family members were too distraught to speak, so they declined to comment at this time. Police are seeking the public's assistance in locating two St. Michael men wanted in connection with serious criminal matters. They're 18-year-old Romario Rashawn Bess Hinkson of Green Park Lane, Baxter's Road, and 29-year-old Sergio DeLacy Brown Agard of number 28 Lascelles Terrace, Pinelands. Police say both Bess Hinkson and Brown Agard are of a dark complexion and are slimly built. Bess Hinkson and Brown Agard are advised that they can present themselves to the Criminal Investigations Department of the District A Police Station located at Station Hill, St. Michael, accompanied by an attorney at law of their choice. Any person who may know the whereabouts of Bess Hinkson and Brown Agard are asked to contact Crime Stoppers at 1-800-8477 or the nearest police station. Members of the public are also reminded that it is a serious offense to harbor or assist wanted persons. Any person caught committing this offense can be prosecuted. Sports time now with Anne-Marie Burke. Anne-Marie, the competition is heating up.
Oh, yes, it is, Wendy. It's do or die right now, and Britain's Hill and Kickstart Rush have won their round of 16 fixtures with clean sheets and are moving on to the quarterfinals of the Prime Minister's Cup football competition. Let's look at the action from last night's doubleheader at Friendship. Still filling those quarterfinal spots, it was Britain's Hill in the red and Technique battling for one of those places. And after a goalless first half, it was in the 48th, Britain's Hill had put one past Technique keeper thanks to Caleb Williams. So they were at this stage in the driver's seat. Fast forward to late in the game, the 79th minute of play, and Britain's Hill was gunning to double that lead. Sharon Hoyt collects the ball and makes a run for it and slots it home, and that's how it was written. Britain's Hill 2-0 winners over Technique, and a place in the quarters is theirs. The crowds had doubled by now as the second game featured Kickstart Rush in the Pink Sox and Deacons FC. And while the first half bore no fruit for either team, all it would take was a single goal to get the ticket to the next stage. And while Deacons tried to keep the defense as tight as possible, the breakthrough would come. Remar Walters is on the move, and watch as he hammers home. There you have it. Kickstart Rush is also into the quarters with a 1-0 win over Deacons. We'll pause here, and when I return, there's some more news about the Prime Minister's Cup. And we're back. Modern-day football technology will be indeed used in Barbados for the inaugural Prime Minister's Cup. Recently, local referees were busy doing both on and off-field training as they prepare to use a new system to enhance officiating for the tournament. CBC's Anmar Goodrich-Boyce has the exclusive.
The ongoing semi-professional Prime Minister's Cup football competition is kicking forward with the implementation of new video technology from the quarter-final stage. It's the Trident review system, where referees will be assisted by 6 different camera angles for the final 4 matches of the tournament, 8 for the semi-finals, and 10 for the big final set for next month. Referees will be able to review decisions using footage as instant replay and pit-side monitors to check for possible penalties, goals, direct red cards, and mistaken identity. Chairman of the Prime Minister's Cup Organizing Committee, Omari Eastman, told CBC Sports how the system will work.
The Trident review system is a live decision. So in football, there are some offenses that can lead to yellow cards, lead to red cards that will cause a deficiency in another team. So with reference to have a clear handball, you could decipher if it's definitely a penalty or not, if the goal that was scored, if it was offside leading up to the goal or not, if a tackle has been deemed reckless, if it is definitely a red card challenge, or if it could be reversed. So these are the type of things that this technology will help with reference to, even if goal crossing the actual goal line, to make sure it is a goal. And this technology will help greatly in that aspect.
Recently, referees and other match officials were training hard at the BFA Wildy Turf in preparation for the use of the technology. CONCACAF Member Association referees instructor Trevor Taylor explained how the Trident system will impact decisions on the field.
We are using a process already set up, that is goal or no goal situations, what happens in the APP, the attacking phase of play, right? Whether the ball goes out of play, the ball actually crosses the line or not, a foul committed by the attacking team before. Penalty situations, same criteria, whether it was an offside before the penalty or offside before the goal. Direct red cards, not second yellow, direct red cards, and mistaken identity. This is where we have the lineup intervention by the referee operating in the room.
Meanwhile, project manager Shane Archer is happy the system will finally be launched and hopes it will be used beyond the Prime Minister's Cup.
We are one of the pioneers of introducing this type of system into our football in Barbados. So we hope that after this tournament that, from all levels, from the lowest level, from primary school, secondary school, BFA tournaments, that we can really utilize the trade and review and to help enhance our overall game. It further enhances the government's and the Prime Minister's intention to promote the game in Barbados and to really and truly enhance the game and to take us to another level.
The Prime Minister's Cup is currently at the round of 16 stage, with quarter-final and semi-final stages due to begin soon, with the final set for November 30th at Kensington Oval. Anmar Goodrich Boyce, CBC Sports.
And that's my first off in sports. When I return, we'll speak of the Barbados team who just headed over to the CAC bodybuilding. So back to you, Wendy.
Thank you so much, Anne-Marie. Up next on CBC's Newsnight, the IMF praises Barbados' economic direction. That and more on the Business Report. In tonight's Business Report, Barbados and the Caribbean are being hailed by the International Monetary Fund as performing above the global average for economic growth. The IMF's Managing Director, Kristalina Georgieva, shared the view while speaking today at a media conference in Washington, D.C., where the annual meetings are being held. Ms. Georgieva says the Caribbean is implementing key growth-enhancing reforms.
Their performance is better than global average. And when you look into the reason why they're doing better, well, because they have taken seriously the need to trim down debt. You take a country like Barbados or Jamaica, reforms are bringing results. And because they have taken to heart the significance of governance and engaging the public to pursue reform. So when I think of Latin America, of the big economies in Latin America, it is time to do the same thing, have the ambition to reform in a pro-growth direction.
Innovation now has to become the bread and butter of Barbados going forward. This is according to Minister in the Ministry of Economic Affairs and Investment, Senator Chad Blackman. Using examples of Qatar, Singapore, Norway, Saudi Arabia and the UAE, the minister says even with Barbados being ranked 77th out of 133 economies featured in the 2024 Global Innovation Index, it was not time to rest on our laurels. He was speaking at the start of this year's Global Business Week titled Focusing on Innovation for a Sustainable Future.
There can be a natural temptation to believe that because we've scored well in the index, that we've arrived. And I put it to you this morning that we constantly have to be in a mode of attaining these key performance indicators, these benchmarks of success, and going beyond. Because why? If we're going to continue to attract investment here, international business, or competitiveness, ensuring that there's growth in the economy, we have to ensure that we can tap into that level of success across the board.
Minister Blackman says data and research development are going to be critical parts of effecting this, and he's calling for a realignment of the thinking as to where Barbados can be.
When you look at the countries that are producing the goods that are yielding significant profit and in great demand globally, they're buttressed and supported by significant levels of research and development. So whether you talk about South Korea, whether you talk about China with their electric vehicles, it doesn't matter. There's significant portions of the budget, whether government or private sector or philanthropic, dedicated to R&D. And that R&D, therefore, provides a basis for the economy to now go from here to here. And you put those to market.
Here's how the stocks traded locally and regionally today.
In Jamaica, Jamaica Broilers Group with 1,267,657 units was the volume leader, followed by Trans-Jamaican Highway Limited and Bigton Wind Farm Limited ordinary shares. In Trinidad and Tobago, Massey Holdings Limited was the volume leader, with 761,573 shares changing hands for a value of Trinidad and Tobago $2,722,916.40, followed by Prestige Holdings Limited. And here in Barbados, Emera Deposit Receipt was the sole security, trading 25 shares at Barbados $20 each.
And that's business. We'll take a break here and be back with the weather.
From the beautiful shores of the gem of the Caribbean, Barbados, home of the amazing Harrison's Cave, the tantalizing Oystins Bay Garden, our historic garrison, the indigenous road tennis, and the friendliest people in the world. We are 94.7 FM, the ultimate Bajan experience.
We say good evening to Carrie Ann O'Neill and to find out what's happening weather-wise.
Good evening to you, Wendy, and good evening, everyone. Well, unstable weather conditions are impacting us here in Barbados. As a result, tonight we are expecting partly cloudy skies along with some showers and a very slight chance of some isolated thunderstorms. Now, the winds across the region, they are light to moderate. They're peaking at 17 knots, and we do have a tropical wave impacting Guyana. The maximum temperature today was 32 degrees Celsius, the minimum 27 degrees. At present, the temperature stands at 28 degrees Celsius. The relative humidity, 86%. Now, those winds, they are coming in from the southeast. We take a look now at some atmospheric conditions across the region, where the temperatures are ranging from 27 to 29 degrees Celsius. The humidity shows moisture is building across the region, and the winds, they are generally light to moderate across the islands. We take a look now at our satellite feed, where the ridge pattern was the dominant feature for us today. As a result, we had mostly fair skies, just a few light showers here in Barbados. But at present, we do have unstable weather conditions impacting the island. As a result, we will continue to see some clouds drifting across Barbados, and we can expect partly cloudy skies along with some scattered showers and a very slight chance of some isolated thunderstorms. Now, the winds for us, they are peaking at 17 knots. The seas moderate in open water with swells peaking at 2.5 meters. We are urging small craft operators as well as sea bathers to exercise caution. Now, further south, a tropical wave generated cloudy skies along with showers across Guyana. Over now in the Western Caribbean, dry and stable conditions prevailed across most of the islands. That's our first look at the weather. After the break, we'll have the forecast. Welcome back. In the forecast for tomorrow, the sun is expected to rise at 5:51 and will set at 5:34. The first high tide is expected at 5 minutes before noon, the first low at 5 in the morning. The seas, moderate in open water with swells peaking at 2.5 meters. We are urging small craft operators as well as sea bathers to exercise caution. Now, those winds, they are coming in from the east and they're peaking at 35 kilometers per hour. For us here in Barbados tonight, unstable weather conditions, they are impacting us and they will generate partly cloudy skies along with some scattered showers and a very slight chance of some isolated thunderstorms. Over the next 3 days, we can expect fair to partly cloudy skies along with just a few light showers.
And we say welcome back to Anne-Marie. It seems the lads and lasses have done as well at bodybuilding.
Yes, they have, Wendy, with 23 medals, 2 pro cards and an overall second place finish. The Barbados 17-member team returned home after competing at the 2024 Central American Caribbean Bodybuilding and Fitness Championships in Guyana. They were greeted at the Granny Adams International Airport to warm greetings from friends and family. Speaking on their arrival, President of the Barbados Amateur Bodybuilding Fitness Fitness Federation, Dr. Alfred Sparman, told CBC Sports it was an exceptional performance from the entire team.
We have 2 athletes that became pro. We got the pro cards. So we did very well. As a matter of fact, I think we did first. There were some discrepancies which we'll sort out a little bit later. But I'm proud of the team. The team worked hard. We had camaraderie. We were very strong. The focus, good team effort. Nothing like team. When you come together, you win. And that's what happened. And this year, we plan to get more youths involved and developing our bodybuilding. We're a little weak in the bodybuilding. Fitness, men's fitness and bikini, all of those things, we're strong. But we want to bring some more bodybuilders in there because a lot of our athletes became pros. So we got to bring the youth from the school. The plan for next year is to bring those youths out so that we have a bigger team.
The 2 new pro ranks to the sport are Bukaya Providence, who captured the men's physique title, and Danielle Holder in her first turnout at the regional level.
This year could not have gone any more perfectly. As I would have said in previous interviews, this was not on my bingo card this year, but I'm really, really pleased with how everything went. I think being able to train for a couple of half marathons in the past, that would have laid the foundation in terms of being accustomed to a training block and just the rigors and how grueling a training block can be. So definitely coming in with that prior experience really helped.
So I'd like to thank the whole federation and everyone on the team. The support was well. My coach and partner, Dr. Kaisha Morel, I really want to thank her a lot. She's been behind me through this whole journey and wants to say special thanks. But to everyone, committee, Roger Boyce, everyone, really wants to say special thanks to everyone. I couldn't have done it alone.
St. Michael's School defeated Harrison College B 78-50 when the school's under-19 basketball competition continued recently. CBC's Anmar Goodrich-Boyce reports.
SMS Cougars in blue playing host to Harrison College B team. First quarter, 8CB with a fast break. This is Naeem Thomas driving to the bucket and the shot is good. Both teams were a bit loose in possession in the initial stages, resulting in a few turnovers. But SMS finally got on the board thanks to Aaron Messiah with the pull-up jumper. That's 2 points. Thomas, who scored 18 points in the contest, meant business and showed his worth as the man in charge for College B. Well-executed dribbling skills and puts up the shot. Nothing but net. 8C led by a point, 15-16 at the end of the first. Moving to the second quarter, where things changed a bit, with SMS now really utilizing their home court advantage. Jaden Melville is on a solo mission to the hoop and gets the appreciation from the bench. SMS really started to take the game to College at this point. Good movement up the court, with possession landing back to Messiah. Attempts a long 2, and that's perfect. He had a game high, 18 points. The Martindale's Road boys were unstoppable in this phase. Clever build-up, and Melville gets it to go off the backboard as SMS led 35-24 at the break. SMS extended that lead to a whopping 20 points in the third quarter, and it was one-way traffic from there. So let's move to the fourth. Ari Montley Squires comes to the party in style, even with a hand to the face. He fades away. 2 more for the hosts. Montley Squires had back-to-back 2s. Here he is again. That's too easy. College B continued to fight despite being down by double digits. And this was the final points of the match. Thomas with 2 more. But in the end, SMS prevailed 78-50. Anmar Goodrich-Boyce, CBC Sports.
The West Indies pacer Shamar Joseph is set to return home for personal reasons from the current tour of Sri Lanka. With the squad set to return to the Caribbean in the coming days, there will be no replacement name for Joseph. The ODI series comes to an end on Saturday with the third and final encounter. Wendy, that's it for sports, so back over to you.
Thank you so much, Anne-Marie. And we'll be back after the break. That's news. Thanks for viewing and enjoy the rest of your evening.